Now, Greg Soye is back with his extended farm weather forecast for the country. Presented by Pivot Bio Proven. Visit pivotbio.com to find a representative near you.
Well, Greg, I tell you what, folks are really keeping an eye on the skies. What does the Precip forecast look like for the week ahead?
Well, Mike, in the week to come, and we've seen all or nothing on some of these rains over parts of the Corn Belt locales, northern and eastern plains, and some opportunity for some of the drier reaches of Iowa, perhaps to pick up some significant rainfall. Not much to speak of through the eastern belt, where crops are suffering, Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio. Despite the lack of organized moisture, still some strong and severe weather. Northern plains down to the Ohio Valley. The wet weather pattern continues on, or at least comes back into play Gulf Coast. And the tropics are beginning to get a little more active, not to mention scattered showers and thunderstorms, those monsoon storms back into play finally, scant moisture into the Pacific Northwest. As we see it right now, maps and charts continue to look like this. There's that hot dome capped over the northern and central Corn Belt. The heat all the way into the Canadian Prairie as well. Temperatures a bit below average across parts of the western states. Look at that bullseye at below average moisture for much of the drought areas of the Great Plains, picking up moisture heavy down through the deep southeast, eastern states, northern and eastern Corn Belt, and the Pacific Northwest, and a pretty busy and stormy weather pattern too across the northern states.
Now, how are things shaping up the week after that?
As we see it right now, for heat and humidity across the area, wide and expansive desert southwest, the core of the heat kind of retrograding and shrinking a little bit back into parts of the eastern and southern plains, but still above average readings all the way into the eastern Great Lakes, just a bit below average up near the Canadian border. Meanwhile, from a precipitation standpoint, still a busy one. Again, parts of the Dakotas, big sky, active weather pattern, heavy and severe on the storms, Great Lakes, eastern Corn Belt, and another run of tropical moisture over the deep south and southeastern portion of the country.
Now, it's hard to believe, but the final week of your forecast puts us into mid-August. What are we looking for in mid-August?
Absolutely. We certainly can take any and all degree of rainfall, and as we see it right now. But first, temperatures across the country, still a hot go of it across much of the central and southern Corn Belt, back into the southern plains, desert southwest, a sliver of cooler than average weather up near the Canadian border. Weather pattern continues to be quite busy. Southeastern states keep an eye on the tropics, and from the Pacific Northwest into the upper Great Lakes region, the Northeast and New England.